Want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai by Shema Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, the great millstone, rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, so I have a post or article from the Washington Post. Just came out not too long ago, probably like 30, 40 minutes ago, or hour ago, or something like that. It says the U.S. aircraft carrier nears Latin America as Venezuela orders mobilization. Says Defense Ministry Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez said that Venezuela would put the entire country's military arsenal at the ready, including militia and almost 200,000 soldiers. So it says the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier has entered waters near Latin America, prompting Venezuela to put the entire country's military arsenal at the ready as the U.S. naval buildup uh, fuels speculation that the Trump administration intends to dramatically escalate its deadly and um, counter narcotics, if I'm saying that correctly, campaign there. All right. It says the Ford and its three accompanying warships arrived in the region Tuesday. The Navy said in the news release. It says the ships were not yet in the Caribbean Sea, but had crossed into the U.S. Southern Command's jurisdiction, a vast area that also includes part of the Atlantic Ocean and drug smuggling routes in the Pacific used by cartels based in Colombia and neighboring Ecuador. It says these forces will enhance and augment, if I'm saying that right, existing capabilities in to disrupt narcotics trafficking and degrade and dismantle transnational criminal organizations. That's what the Pentagon said. So going down here, it says the Venezuelan Defense Ministry Minister Lopez said in a statement on Tuesday that Venezuela is preparing to set maximum level of alert amid rising tensions with the United States. So pretty much what's happening is the United States is knocking at the door or threatening territory or threatening in a kind of in a sense invasion, and the Venezuelan leader is like, we're not having that. Well, we don't care who you are. We're going to stand up to you. Now, what is going on specifically here with this Venezuelan um, uprising and pretty much the tensions between Venezuela and the United States, this is all spoken about in Joel, the third chapter, which I'm going to read. Okay? These weaker nations are no longer scared of the big bad wolf, which really we can call it now since it's been exposed and it's still continuing to be exposed, the United States. We can call it the big bad bitch. All right? Because it's the whore that sits on top of the beast when you read it in Revelation, the 17th chapter. It talks about it. All right? The Revelation, the 17th chapter, breaks down what the 10 heads are. The 10 horns are, what the 7 heads are, and also who the whore is sitting on top of the beast. It breaks it all down so we understand who that is. That's why I call the United States the big bad bitch. It's no longer the big bad wolf. All right? They're no longer scared of a female. Straight up. Okay? So Joel chapter 3 verse 9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. Verse 11, assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. All right, so let's go back up to the top. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. What do you think Lopez, the minister of Venezuela, is doing? Preparing war. And this is not my first lesson I did speaking about the United States threatening Venezuela. This has been an ongoing thing. Now we also do know that, of course, the United States had infiltrated into the government system of Venezuela, and we understand that Venezuela is currently in Jacob's trouble for sure. Okay, the money is gone in that country. It's depleted. People are not living good down there. It's just not put on mainstream media. Okay, simple and plain as that. There's certain cities in America that are down bad and people not living in a good manner, but it's not plastered in mainstream media. Shit, the city that you live in is probably screwed up. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of bad things happening. It's just not put out there in the media. And also, you just not might be around it. That simple. Okay? But especially when it comes to other countries, especially Latin America, all right? All these other countries, they're down bad, okay? And they're pissed. They're pissed about it. Because more than likely, any country around the world who's down bad, who has their hand in that? The United States, okay? So prepare war. They're mad. So now they're preparing war. He's gathering up everything. He's scraping up everything he can with whatever he has left. Because to be honest, including militia and almost 200,000 soldiers, that doesn't sound too formidable. I'm going to be real with you. That's not going to do anything against the United States. They can take two, like you see here, a carrier with the Air Force and all that, and take out 200,000 soldiers easily. It's nothing. Okay? All they have to do is assemble what they need to assemble, and it's on and popping. Okay? But still, it's just the fact that Venezuela is ready to go all out. They're literally, if you're sitting at a blackjack table or whatever, they're all in. Okay? And they're not bluffing. They're just all in. I don't care. I'll lose it all. I'm gonna go off on my own dime. All right. It says, "Wake up the mighty men," and that's what this Lopez guy, the minister, is doing. Okay, let all the men of war draw near. And I'm gonna be 100% real. I'm cheering for Venezuela, even though they probably don't got a chance if they did try to go toe and toe with this horde. But at the end of the day, everybody's gonna get their lick back against America. Everybody's gonna get their lick back. Okay. It says, "Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up," right? It says, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears." That is clearly showing that he's assembling everything he has, okay? Militia and all right? It says, let the weak say I am strong. Exactly. That's what that's what the Venezuelan minister is saying. It's like, look, you're just not about to sit here and think you can bully us. He says he is preparing to set maximum level, all right? Maximum level alert, aiming the rising tensions with the United States military. Let's keep reading a little bit. It says the objective is to place the entire country's military arsenal on full operational readiness, Padrino Lopez said. The preparations include massive deployment of ground, aerial, naval, ravine, and missile forces, with the participation of all security forces and militia. It says also the minister said on a national television that Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro, ordered a massive deployment of soldiers, almost 200,000, he said, as a part of a special operation. It says officials, the White House, Pentagon, and the U.S. Southern Command headquarters in Florida did not immediately respond to the request for comment about the mobilization because the U.S. is not worried about that shit. They look at that and laugh. How the United States looks at Venezuela is a bunch of ants gathering around. Like, okay, what are you going to do? Shoot sticks and stones at us? Because really, I'm going to be honest, man, the United States don't even have to put no troops on the ground over there to totally level that place. All right? So, just to finish this off, Joel 3:11, it says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord." It says, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat." Now that's talking about over there in the Middle East, where really the big shebang is going to happen. It says, "For I will sit to judge all the heathen round about." But simply this is a part of the world war that's going on right now. It's a world war. The United States is going to enter the war. Okay, whether it's little proxy wars, little different theaters of wars, or if there's going to be the Venezuela United States war coming up, just like there's a Ukraine Russian war going on right now, which I did a lesson a few weeks back on how many people, almost 600,000 troops have died there so far, between both of the sides. Okay, it could be another war that pops off here with Venezuela versus the United States. You see what I'm saying? And hey, it's a part of the war. That's the nature of war, especially a world war. Everybody takes part and picks a side and starts fighting. Okay, simple. It's getting to that point. All right, so that's all I had for now. This is a pretty big escalation, you know. So Lord willing, I was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Till the next time, we'll say shalom. And like always, repent for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believe. All right, shalom.